Hello! I'm Elaine, and I'm a tour guide in the French Quarter. I do ghost tours. And I am not going to tell you the stories that I tell on my tour, because you gotta pay for those. But if you want to hear some interesting things that have happened to me while I'm leading random drunk people around the French Quarter, I got you. So it seems one of the more common pastimes in the French Quarter is harassing tour guides, which to a certain extent I understand. We have a job that we are out in public and we are around a buttload of drunk people, and New Orleans tour guides have traditionally been known to be a little bit less than truthful at times. Now, I myself try my best to be completely historically accurate at all times. And if I'm telling a legend that is not historically accurate, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to say, legend has it, or according to some stories, or something like that. But I understand why some people just assume tour guides are lying. Now, on the other hand, that does not make me feel any kinder to them when they drive by and scream obscenities at us out their car window, or even just scream out, "She lies!" or anything like that. One of my least favorite moments of this was I was doing a family-friendly tour, and there were kids on my tour, and some drunken frat bros walking by on the sidewalk stopped right behind the family I was talking to and screamed, "It's all fucking bullshit! Nobody believes in goddamn ghosts!" And I'm just like, could you not in front of kids, please? Like, oh my god, like, what is wrong with you people? But that's not the only kind of harassers we get. We also get the ones that just walk up and think they can join the tour. And most of these are really easy to dismiss. You just turn to them and politely go, "Hi, can I help you?" And they'll walk away. Occasionally you'll get the one that's all embarrassed and is like, "Oh my god, I didn't realize this was a tour." But once in a blue moon, I think a grand total of like 3 times I've been a tour guide, you get the ones that just won't leave. My best story of this was one night I had a very small group. I think it was like 3 people, and they were all tiny little women. Like, they were shorter than me, and I'm 5'2", and probably weighed 150 pounds total. Like, they were tiny girls. And I'm sitting there telling them a story, and a guy comes up and joins our group. Now, I give him a few moments to realize this is a tour and move away, but I don't give him as long as I usually do because he's standing literally shoulder to shoulder with one of my guests, and I can see that she is visibly concerned. So I break off the story and go, "Hi, can I help you?" And he says something about living there, and I'm like, "Okay, well, that's fine, but this is still a tour, so if you'd like to join, it will be $30. And he sort of stutters something and walks away, and I'm like, "Okay, whatevs." But maybe 10 seconds later, it happens again. Another guy comes up and joins my group, and he is making aggressive eye contact with me. So I stop a lot quicker, and I'm like, "Hi, can I help you?" And he starts screaming at me at the top of his lungs about how I had harassed his boyfriend, and how dare I say something rude to locals, and they live right here, so they have every right to this sidewalk. And, like, anytime he's taking a break for air, I'm being like, "Okay, but sweetie, this is a tour. You have rights to stand on the sidewalk. You don't have rights to join my tour. Everybody else paid for this." And he's just getting more and more aggressive. I am not able to defuse the situation. So finally, I look at my group, who all look a little bit scared, and I'm like, "We're gonna leave." And I take my group and start heading down the sidewalk. And he follows me, and still is screaming at the top of his lungs about how dare I harass his boyfriend. Now, mind you, I'm looking around at all the other tour guides that are out there, thinking, "Somebody help!" But of course, they're all in the middle of stories. They can't help. But I'm pulling out my phone to call the police when one of these tiny little girls gets up in this guy's face. And this guy was, I would say, at least 6 feet tall and rather strong build. And this tiny little girl screams right in his face, "You need to leave this little girl alone. She's just doing her damn job. And if you make cuss, we will call the police on you." And he stumbled something about like, "Oh, well, it's my sidewalk," and then walked away. Now, possibly connected, possibly not. There's a guy that for about 4 years now, I've been calling Angry Hockey Jersey Guy. Now, Angry Hockey Shirt Guy walks around the French Quarter, usually after the tours, but sometimes he's out during them, speed walking, with his shoulders swinging very aggressively. And he always has headphones on, and he never wants to stop for anyone. But when he walks by me, and I've noticed all other female tour guides, he'll start muttering angrily. And depending on whether he's in a bad mood or a good mood, sometimes it's just a couple of words, and sometimes he'll be muttering the entire time down the street. And usually it's loud enough out there and he's far enough away that I can't tell what the hell he's saying. I have, however, been close enough at times to hear some things like, "Oh, you should all just get out of here. How dare you be on my sidewalk?" But tonight, for the first time in about 2 years, I saw him again. I was sitting on my car. Yes, sitting on my car, waiting to finish a Pokemon thing before I got back in and drove away. And he walks by, and it's a quiet enough night that I hear clear as day, "Just get fucking out of town." And I look over and I'm like, "Oh, it's Hockey Jersey Guy." And God bless, for whatever reason, I actually had a moment of, how nice, I haven't seen him in forever. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thank you for listening.